So I reiterate here, the bill is dead.
The story of this great city is about the years before this night. We are free!
Hey, welcome to episode 1 of Ho Ho Hong Kong. I am Andy Curtin.
And I'm Vivek Mahbubani.
And this is the podcast where we're going to tell you exactly how.
To enjoy Hong Kong.
To enjoy Hong Kong. New idea every week, new thing that's going on. This week we're talking about Cantonese comedy.
And who better to talk about it than an Indian guy?
Today we're going to talk about how did Cantonese comedy start? When did the current version of it take off? How does it compare to English and Mandarin stand-up? How big is it? And most important of all, where can you see it? So why do we have the authority to talk about this?
Well, I mean, like, we're comedians, and don't comedians see a different angle on all sorts of things in life? And I think we've seen different angles of Hong Kong, right? We've been here enough. We've kind of blended with the local environment, the more overseas mindset. And yeah, I think comedians, we see a different side of the world.
I am still pretty new as a resident here. You know, I moved here in September last year.
Yeah, that'll be like 6 months.
But we've been doing. I've been coming down. I was living in Shanghai for 10 years before that. I was very involved in the Mandarin stand-up scene up there, both performing and running a venue, and also helping build that scene. And I've been coming down here. Like, we've known each other for years and years. I've been coming down here every year and doing shows, But I must say, and we actually had some Cantonese shows up in Shanghai.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cantonese over there, and there's a lot of Cantonese speakers in Shanghai.
Enough for shows.
Oh, okay, good enough. I hope your show is more than 5 people.
No, it wasn't that many.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that sounds like a Cantonese show. Yeah, that's a full house.
So what about you? So you're probably the biggest name in Cantonese stand-up.
Right now, I would say in the active scene of Hong Kong's comedy, yeah, in the bilingual side as well, Cantonese and English people would know of me.
You'd be the biggest by far in English.
Yeah. So yeah. There you go. So I mean, I get to see both sides of Hong Kong as a local, as a foreigner, depending on which I want to be today. If I wake up on the left side of my bed, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be a foreigner and walk around town and bump into people in different ways, right?
Do you feel stuck between the two?
I think I've learned to enjoy it. I've really learned to kind of play it to its strengths.
As you got older, as you got more confident in yourself?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that true?
Yeah, I think you embrace it. I mean, it's kind of like the person who just comes to Hong Kong, right? They just arrived and you take the train and people are banging into you and you're like, what's the rush? The next train's in 1 minute.
No, dude, I came from mainland China.
Yeah. That's why you would understand.
Look at all this space.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, wow, they're slow. Isn't this rush hour?
Yeah.
What's going on over
Did
here?
Did the person just say sorry?
Yeah. I mean, so you see, so you've already got that training in mainland China. So that's like the crash course Hong Kong. Right? That's where you get the full dosage of everything.
I definitely struggled when I first moved there.
And there you go. And you can see a lot of people in Hong Kong coming in and they're just like, why is this place I mean, I don't understand. I'm just like, trust me, give it some time, have an open mind, and you will understand and you will enjoy this game.
So how did the Cantonese stand-up start? What was the beginning of it?
Well, so Cantonese comedy...
And were you there for that?
I would say you could go back to the 1970s, actually. Like, they were, back in those days.
So the origins of what stand-up is now comes from then.
You could say then, because let's say guys like Michael Hui, these celebrities, they used to do a lot of comedy movies, right? And then they were kind of known for their comedy, acting, and stuff like that. Then you had them do stand-up, and there was a guy called Deo Wang Jiwa, which is like the godfather of comedy here in Hong Kong. In other words, like, he's the guy that you would know of if you say Cantonese comedy, all right? He became sort of the benchmark. Now, the funny thing is that he always wanted to be an actor. So I believe it's...
Sounds like George Carlin.
Yeah.
George Carlin, same thing.
So there you go, right? So it's kind of like the same thing. And actually, Wang Jiwa is very much like George Carlin. He used to talk about life, talk about society, politics, and he would kind of challenge the norm, but also win people over. So that's another nuance that he played really well. So starting from there, from the 80s and 90s, Wang Jiwa, these kinds of people, it grew from not just celebrities doing comedy to, wait a second, the other guy on the street who has a funny joke can come and tell it on an open mic night, right? And that's where I began, where I used to love comedy, but I never had a chance, never had a platform.
So was the beginning of it takeout comedy?
Yeah, you would say my first time doing actual live stand-up comedy was in 2007 when Takeout Comedy started and they had the comedy competition.
So Takeout Comedy was the first comedy club in Asia, I think.
Yes.
First proper comedy club.
I think so, yeah.
and it's been an institution within the city.
Yes.
For English and I don't know for Cantonese.
Yes, initially, definitely, because that was the only option you had here. So what happened was that if you wanted to do this type of stand-up comedy and you weren't exactly, let's say, a celebrity, that was a place to be. And it was more the Western mindset of open mic nights and comedy nights rather than like, okay, you write a 1-hour script. I'm a marketing company. We're going to make some really cool photos of you and we're going to make a poster and sell tickets, you know.
So was there anything on on sort of a grassroots level going on before the club opened?
A lot of drama. There were stand-up comedy shows, but not the type that we're doing now. Like, you would not have open mic nights.
But you'd have like a theater or something. Because there's a lot of theaters in Hong Kong.
Theaters for sure, but it
A lot
was
of
more
small
drama.
theaters.
Yeah. So you got small and big as well, right? So the problem, though, is that the benchmark was more drama-based. So it wasn't a matter of like punchline, punchline, punchline. It was more a matter of like, I'm acting. I'm acting.
I am being humorous.
Yes, now I will make a twist.
Dude,
and that is the joke.
When
Yeah.
you watch a play or something that's not inherently, supposed to be funny, and then someone makes a joke and
Yeah.
they get the biggest laugh.
Yeah.
Because no one's expecting a
Yeah.
joke. And you're like, it's like, really?
Yeah.
Really? You gotta laugh at that?
The best thing is when you actually, let's say you do a stand-up comedy set, right? And the next day you go to a Toastmaster meeting. And you
perfect example.
Yeah, and you're just like, wait a second, hold on, guys, that was not an applause break. Like, how did you get that, right? But again, it's different context, different expectation, right? So if you came to a comedy show with the expectation like these guys are going to be hilarious, probably you're going to be like, okay, they were funny.
You gotta bring your A game.
Yeah, you got to bring your A+ game, right? So that's the difference. I think that's the history of Hong Kong, where it's kind of lagging behind the Western world of comedy by maybe 30 years. So let's say,
It's
a big jump. But then again, remember that back then, let's say Johnny Carson and stuff like that, we don't really have a Johnny Carson in Hong Kong, so that platform doesn't exist. But luckily we have the technology of the internet to help us.
If you don't know who Johnny Carson is, Johnny Carson was he was the host of the Tonight Show and was a legend for stand-up. If you got on his show and did well, for a time there, that was the only way to get famous.
Yeah,
as a
that was
stand-up
like
comedian.
your
And
YouTube
people like
of the
Robin
time.
Williams, David Letterman, Richard Pryor,
Jerry
a lot
Seinfeld, all those.
a
big-
lot of celebrities came. A lot of very, very,
And there were two levels to Johnny Carson. There was the you can perform on the show, and there was the Johnny Carson calls you to come over and sit down and
panel.
talk to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then that's another level. Then you're set. You're set for life.
So we need that here.
I'm happy to be it.
Yeah, I'll do that job.
Yeah, I'm happy to tell people come walk over to me.
I tell people to be funny.
Yeah, right.
I can do that for money.
Yeah, we're starting.
So when you look back at the old stuff, how does it hold up?
So you mean the old stuff of my comedy in the beginning, or the
No,
old
I
stuff
mean
of comedy?
the old Cantonese. These guys. I'm not going to
So-
try and pronounce.
Yeah,
the name.
Deo.
I'm avoiding
Yeah,
saying the name.
just forget it.
Deo.
Yeah.
I can do Deo.
All the equalizers will not help you at all.
Yeah.
No, well, so what happened was people kind of set Deo Wong as a benchmark. So he would do, let's say, one show, you could say every 2 years, and his show would be 2 to 3 hours long. Okay?
So there's a lot in there.
There was a lot in there.
It's not 15 seconds laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like one laugh a minute-ish.
Okay,
And he would
that's still not that
It was not
bad.
bad for 3 hours, you
Yeah.
know? If you're doing like 3 hours, getting like 3 laughs a minute, 5 laughs a minute, oh my goodness. Like the fact that you still be laughing 3 hours into it, I'm like, you are super fit. At least you better be like abs of steel. You got like a jawline like perfect.
Do you ever? Man. When you're in a really good show and you walk out, you're like, my first thing for me is my face. I
Yeah.
like my face hurts.
Yeah, you're tired.
Yeah.
Your focus is tired. You're just like, just don't talk to me.
Yeah. Can you suck for a minute?
Yeah, exactly. And we have another comedian. No,
Get it off.
Boo! But he's like, why are you booing? He's funny. I can't take it anymore. So that was the issue, is that people made it a benchmark, all right? So then that was the de facto, you have to be like that to be considered stand-up comedy.
Interesting.
So let's say when we started doing Cantonese comedy, the first thing people would ask is, what's the topic? Because Deo Wong, his show would have a topic, right?
Yeah.
He would basically spiral around that topic. Not 3 hours of the same topic, but, around that topic. So immediately, this show this weekend, what's the topic? There's no topic. Okay, I'll wait for a topic then. What relevance does it have? No, because it might not be interesting to me. Okay. And we would have people actually ask, oh, we want to know what the topic is to see if I'm interested. I'm like, what?
We had similar things in Mandarin. So, for example, the Chinese translation of the Mandarin translation of stand-up was often talk show.
Yeah.
Talk show.
Talk show. Yeah. I remember. Yeah.
And people would. I was at a show one time where one person was on stage and a Shanghainese lady in the audience got on the stage and said, "Stop the show. This isn't a talk show. Where are the other guests?"
Oh.
She was so angry that we'd broken the format of what she was familiar with.
Yeah.
In her mind, which
And
was just a bad translation,
Yeah,
really. Like
yeah.
we weren't trying to emulate a talk show.
Yeah. So that's the difference. You've got like like toko show, right? In
Yeah.
Mandarin. In Cantonese is dong dok siu, which kind of means you standing there in one place and laughing. That kind of a translation. So it wasn't the sound of it.
With you're laughing, that's not going well.
The smart thing was they did not specify who was laughing.
Oh, that's a good.
So
That's
it's
good.
always a good show. Right? It was always, hey, this is what the show name is. You can't complain.
So the other thing I noticed is like, at a time I was doing as much English stand-up as I was Mandarin stand-up, and the best shows I would have were in Mandarin, and the worst shows I had were in Mandarin, because if it worked, they'd never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
They were like, "You're blowing my mind. I didn't know an art form like this existed. I'm dying." A crowd, when the crowd is just level 10,
They're
getting into
losing
it,
it.
or they'd be there watching you like, why does this guy keep pausing at the end of his sentences?
yeah. And he's looking around the room going, okay.
Yeah, like what? Why are you talking not like a normal person?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Like when there's no sound, you continue.
Yeah, this guy really talks about relationships a lot.
Exactly. Yeah. And why does he always ask what the
Switch it
deal
up.
is?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, why do we have to deal with this guy? Why are we making deals? Isn't this a show?
So it was exciting. So do you feel like within the Cantonese scene there was a similar vibe?
Very similar.
People just not knowing what it was.
So very similar. You would have people who'd come into the room, kind of looking around, thinking like, "So I'm in a room like this. There's a few seats behind me. I'm confused. Like, why is this not a huge theater? Where's all the spotlight spinning around?"
There aren't like what rooms are like a comedy club, like a good comedy club
In Hong Kong?
Anyway, like other than comedy clubs.
Yeah,
like if you've never been to a comedy club,
Yeah, then you don't understand.
It's a different space.
I can sell you a bar or a restaurant, but I'm like, it's not that. you know? I mean, sure, you
if
can
it's
have some
good, if it's set up properly.
I mean, if it's set up with the round tables with a nice little dimly lit lights,
Yeah.
so you're not getting distracted yet. You can see what you're drinking, and if anyone's roofing you, you can still catch that, right?
This is a problem for you.
Yeah, this is important. This is important.
Is your main concern?
No, because like if they're roofie, they can't laugh. I mean, I'm not really
so
concerned
you're not worried
about
about
this.
you getting roofied.
No,
You're
I'm
like,
with
all right,
them.
guys, nobody
Yeah.
drug any of these ladies.
Yeah.
I need them laughing tonight.
Yeah. And when you see the red light, then consider it. I have a minute to go. The movie takes a minute.
Wow, this is on record.
Hey, you know what? It's okay.
You're a horrible person.
No. But I'll tell you this though. The issue was that people would come confused, right? And there was confusion on two levels. One is, why am I in this room? This is a weird room. I've never been in a room like this. Okay, what do I expect? The stage is lit up. There's one mic. Okay, I don't know what to think. Two is, who is this guy performing? If he was funny, I would know him. Right. So you've got that chicken and an egg issue where they're like, well, if they were famous.
But how would they know you if you haven't done anything?
Exactly, right? So it just took one of those perseverance things. So people would come with no or unknown expectations, and you hope to just blow them away. And when you blow them away, they're like, oh my God, this is awesome.
Unfortunately, as a new comedian, not so easy to do that consistently.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the challenge where you're like, I'm going to blow you away. Hey, why are you still not being blown away? It's 7 minutes into my set. Come on, people, start laughing. Okay, you know what?
Hey, is this thing on?
Yeah, hey, guys. This guy knows what I'm talking about. Oh, wait, that's the waiter. Okay, maybe not. So that was the initial thing. So just like you said, right, what I find with the Cantonese audience is that two extremes. Either they're like so blown away and they're like, this is the best thing I've had in my life, or they're just confused thinking like, why am I here? And they're looking out the window thinking, the cinema's right there.
Yeah.
The next showing is in 15 minutes.
And I know who that is on the poster.
Yeah. Wait a
Brad
second.
Pitt.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm familiar with
I
Brad
know
Pitt.
that. I'm pretty sure that's going to be good. So yeah, I actually enjoy the Cantonese scene a lot because of that reaction. When someone enjoys it, they come up to you after the show and say, oh, that was really good. You must understand, okay, if you've never been in Hong Kong, you must understand, in Hong Kong, people have no time for politeness, all right? There's no need to come up and let you know you did a good job. They will think, I paid for a ticket. You provided a service.
He was supposed to do a good job.
Yeah, I mean, duh. It's like when your child gets 100 marks, you're like, yeah, and? I'm confused.
Do you think that you were comfortable with the way that stand-up was a new and unusual people for thing thing for people because that's what you've been?
So there you go, and that worked out just right.
As a Hong Kong born Indian.
Yeah, so I kind of understood it. I understood what
I'm
they were
used to
thinking.
you not getting me.
Yeah, exactly, right? I'm like, don't worry, people. Those eyes that you're giving me right now, I've had it my whole life.
Yeah,
it's okay, right?
Yeah,
The stare of like, why is this guy talking?
It was a match made in heaven.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. So it worked out to my advantage. However, the good thing was that when I first started comedy in Cantonese, there were so many nuances I did not know about that I was just as confused as the audience. Like, I'd go on stage like, oh, okay, I guess a room like this is not right for comedy, huh? You know, so you would have those, and you would learn as you go. The audience is confused, you're confused, and you're just hoping that your set finishes and you can go home. And I always had a thing in my head where I was like, well, right now, I'm not famous enough for people to remember me. So if I bomb on stage, they won't remember me.
I think about that all the time.
Yeah. Can't do that anymore now, famous.
Yeah, I'm okay. I just move cities every now and then.
Yeah, smart move, man.
So, the beginning there was open mics.
Yes.
Right? And then when did that start to transition? And who, there's you, like Tim Chan is another.
Tim Chan, Martina Wong.
Right?
Martina Leung, oops. Hey, that's a different Martina Wong, if you know what I mean. Oh, getting glad to edit that. So, Martina Leung, there was also this guy called Fab, Kenneth Kwan. So, a lot of the original guys who are still performing now. The good thing was that back then, it was just us. So, every show was pretty much the same lineup. So we would try our best to go to different places.
Did you have crowds?
We had crowds that people might have seen. Like, for example, one of my videos on YouTube went viral. So people knew of me and maybe knew of, oh, this is an interesting form of performance. Let's go check it out. And so if they saw me in the lineup, they'd be like, oh, let's come watch the show. And what we would do is they'd put my head and a few other small heads next to it. And the show would be everybody else performs and finally I end the show, right? So that way you kind of force people. Yeah, they're like, I want the Indian guy. Okay, one more. Okay, I'll wait.
I
right?
saw Big V.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, you didn't see it? Oh my God, right?
We do a similar thing when we have new people that we know bring a crowd to open mic.
Yeah.
We always put them on last.
Yeah.
So their friends can't just bounce.
Yeah, exactly. The dynamics of comedy, people. It's not just all fun and jokes.
So, I mean, this is what happened for my experience, both with English and Mandarin in the mainland, is that at the beginning there was a lot of people that wanted to do it together, and then there were the people that were digging in to take it to another level.
Yeah.
And not everyone is able to do that.
Yeah.
And do you feel like, how big is the pool of people that can draw a crowd doing Cantonese stand-up these days?
I think the real challenge is not just drawing a crowd, but a consistent drawing of a crowd.
Like, absolutely.
You know?
Anyone can get,
like once or twice, call a bunch of friends, their friends come friends.
You can sell 400 seats pretty easily like that.
Yeah, at one off,
Yeah.
But then to be able to sustain it a year into it, where your friend's like, hey, I like you, but I'm busy with the wife, right? Oh, you're not married. I'm going to get married real soon this week just for the sake of this, So those kinds of things. But I would say myself, Tim Chan, like Martina, like we're the consistent ones who are kind of paving the way and being more proactive rather than just sitting there and hoping for the best. So there are a few, but I would say right now the culture of comedy is still so new. There's still so many people who think, you know what, I'll wait for the video. I'm like, you're missing the point. It's like I can get a takeaway, but you want to go to the restaurant and enjoy the atmosphere and everything.
And
right?
have it fresh out of the kitchen.
Exactly. It's just not the same, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you want to see it in your face and like, yeah, but I have a big screen as well. I'm like, it's 2D, all right? It doesn't work that way. So these small things, until you experience it, you won't understand. So I tell people it's kind of like saying, I'll just go watch a roller coaster. I'm like, go take a roller coaster, all right? Try it and you'll understand.
You can get your virtual reality mask at home, but being there with the wind in your face, around other people that are losing
screaming,
it, and the thing that you lose in video is the live interaction as well.
Yeah.
Like if there's anything, even if it's not specifically crowd work, but just the ebb and flow between the crowd and the comic.
Or having the random heckler. And that's another thing. So in Cantonese comedy, initially when we first started...
Do people heckle?
Not that much, actually. For many reasons, all right? So, number one, the lack of knowledge of knowing that heckling is actually part of a comedy show. So everyone's like, why would you interrupt the show? I mean...
Dude, mainland, total opposite.
Yeah, they just go nuts.
They were like, they felt like they were entitled to just stop. We had people putting their hand up, you know? People just going at it, giving you their advice. You know?
While you're doing your set.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
man.
People walk on stage. Everything.
That is fantastic, man.
Everything.
Who would have figured there's more freedom of speech in China than Hong Kong, right?
Hey.
Please keep this on a
There was a time when it felt like there was more freedom.
Yeah. I would say, honestly, right now, it's the culture still not there of knowing that that's part of the game.
Sure.
We've actually got more interaction going. Like, people actually now know of crowd work.
Yeah.
So, if anything, there are so many shows where people actually now sit in the front row.
Because they want to be.
They're like, let's do this. I saw the last time. It was so much fun. I want to be here. I want to see what they do to myself and my friend over here.
I find that Indian audiences are like that.
Oh, they're hardcore.
In India.
Yeah. In India, they want to be the rock stars, okay?
Someone said to me, Danny Fernandez, I don't know if you know Danny.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
said,
Danny, yeah.
He said, in the West, crowds will fill up a comedy room from the back of the room first.
Yeah.
India from the front.
Yeah, you
and
know
it's
why?
so true.
And it's because people want to be seen at the show.
Yeah.
I was in the front row. I was the brave guy. That guy picked on me. You bought how much for that ticket? The same price, but he didn't talk to you. I was part of the show.
He said, I don't please my wife.
Yeah, exactly. Right? He said, I
He
have
said,
a
I'm
problem.
overweight. I probably have a bad job.
Exactly. Yeah. But you know what? He spoke to me. He acknowledged my existence. Guys will pay top dollar to be in the front row at a Russell Peters show, so he would pick on them in front of their parents.
Amazing.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Like, it's a certain weird twist of face. And because, okay, so Indian, Asian, Chinese, like there's a certain thing about face, right? So face is basically that inner feeling of pride, I guess, you know. And what you will find is Indian people, they want face as in you show me respect, but they also want to show you that I'm brave enough to take on this kind of thing. So they'll sit in the front row and play along.
Yeah, they want to look
Right?
good.
Yeah, they want to look good, right? I'm open-minded enough to let him pick on me. Hey,
I've
you
got
know?
more face than you do.
Exactly, right?
Sorry, you go.
Yeah, so I say, and then for a lot of let's say Cantonese shows, people in the front row would be like, "Why is he talking to me? Please don't talk to me."
I hate
Oh
that.
my God.
But truthfully, you can get that in any language.
True.
Just
But
asking the wrong person, you know?
Correct. Yeah.
If people just don't want to be spoken to.
Exactly. Yeah, but it's just that initially, let's say like 7 years ago, you would talk to someone in the front row, and they was like. Now you would have guys actually coming, sitting in the front row, going like, "All right, this is it, people. Oh, this guy better talk to me." And they would be looking at you, going like, "Touch me, talk to me, pick on me right now."
Well, you
right
don't
now."
want to talk to those people.
Yeah. You're like,
The ones that
they're
are
too
desperate
ready.
for it,
They're
yeah.
too ready. They got
Yeah.
those comebacks like
They've
ready
got
to go.
little cards in their pocket.
They got like all those Jimmy Carr responses ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah.
Yeah, it's hard. And one thing I think that as you get better, it's more enjoyable for them because when you're not comfortable, it's really uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
For the person you're
Yeah.
talking to. And one thing I learned, I think it was Butch told me, is that like
Butch Bradley.
when you're on stage, your gaze is quite powerful
Yes.
because what you look at,
Yeah.
especially if you point at it or
Yeah.
face it,
You can feel it.
everyone looks at it and suddenly you're
Yeah.
directing the room's attention onto that person. And
Correct.
if they want it, maybe it's going to go okay. If they don't want it,
Yeah.
you're just piling all this
Yeah.
attention
And I think-
onto them.
and that is
and you
ex-
can break it
Yeah.
by just turning away from them.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
turn
And
in
there's
another
like- yeah,
direction
so
and
if-
still talk to them over your shoulder or something.
And
Yeah.
so that was something I watched like Bush one time handle a heckler really well, where the heckler was like bothering every other comedian, and Bush was like, you know what, I'm gonna talk to you for a little bit, and zoom, completely ignore you. From
Yeah.
there, you know.
Give
And the
him
heckler's kind of
nothing.
like, oh, no, wait, the show's continuing.
You show them you can take the power away from them.
Exactly. And these small things that people don't realize until you do it on stage. So like I said, you could take all the workshops and everything, but until you're on stage dealing with an actual heckler and learning the dynamics, you won't notice. But then there's the added variable of the culture. You know, so for example, if you were to pick on someone, like let's say an English show, right? You pick on someone, haha, we all know it's a joke, let's have a good time, right? But in the Cantonese show, you have to build a rapport. You know, you let them know that, hey, I made fun of myself a little bit, so now I'm going to talk to you.
Yeah, get
So
your
we're-
likability up.
Yeah. And the thing is that no one should feel that they're the worst in the room. That's the face issue that I noticed with Cantonese. You know, don't let them feel like they're the odd one out, like everyone else except for them. You know, none of that.
Really?
So a lot of times the comedy comes from making a joke that is not pointed at this guy, but it's the next guy. But no one happens to be the next guy. Do you get it? So either we're all in the joke, we're all, you know, sorry, I do that too, or it's like, I don't do that, but I know someone else who does, right?
That's interesting because that is. Do you feel that's a difference to English stand up?
A little bit.
I feel like English stand up, you can be like, hey, you're the idiot.
Yeah. So because I think the culture is
within
understood.
certain restrictions, but if the crowd's okay with it, you can
Yeah.
definitely make someone feel like they're the odd
Yeah.
person out.
I mean, in English, like I said, because people know it's a comedy show, they come with the mindset of like, it's a comedy
And
show.
they're familiar with the concept of
exactly.
it, right?
And we know, look, in the room, we have a good time, but
And they know it's not going to go bad. Like,
Yeah.
no one's going to remember it or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's an interesting point to turn into. Like, how do you feel Cantonese stand-up is different from English stand-up? And is it different from Mandarin stand-up? Do you know?
From my understanding, English and Cantonese, I can tell you definitely there's some difference. However, over time, you can develop a way to tell the same story or the same kind of joke, but in different languages.
Sure.
So the flow is the same, but you learn to find the punchlines in a different angle.
That's exactly what it's been for me translating jokes.
There you go, yeah. And
It's just like, okay, they didn't laugh at that aspect of it, but the dynamic is funny.
yeah.
And your words are different, and
Correct.
the timing of it's different. But
Yeah.
but the jokes end up translating in their own way.
Yeah, so like I don't speak Mandarin. Well, when I did shows in mainland China, because I don't fully understand what they're saying, so I'm looking more like the body language and the rhythm. It's quite similar to Cantonese, I would say, from that point of view. What I personally find is that a lot of wordplay works in Mandarin, whereas in Cantonese, it's not that it doesn't work. It's just that to us, it's like a dad joke.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
great. Well, in English, it's the same. It's
Same thing.
A pun.
A little pun.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's still forgivable. Like in Cantonese, people actually kind of look at it and go like, oh.
I wish they would in Mandarin.
Yeah.
I wish they would.
Right? So there's that difference, I guess. So the level of sophistication is different because Hong Kong people, I always say, we are
better.
nice. Hey, you said not me, right? Like, we're the type of people that we're like, look, I'll play with you, but you better be classy. I don't want people to see me laughing at a joke that is really
Makes me
low.
look bad.
Yeah.
So do you think that is it dirty compared to English?
No, much cleaner. Cantonese comedy,
Do people talk about sex?
not as much as English for sure.
English, it's like overwhelming.
It's everyone's first joke, right?
Everyone's first year.
Yeah,
jokes.
exactly. Yeah. So Cantonese not so much simply because it's embarrassing. So, for example, if let's say in English show you're like, all right, so you two are banging, right?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah.
So you put your penis in her regularly?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
not funny,
they're like,
but it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
I'm being really graphic.
Yeah,
for,
yeah,
for
yeah.
no
And people kind of
comedic
giggle
purpose.
just with the tension, right?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, I do, right? But in Cantonese, just the fact that when you say it, you're like, oh,
Sounds bad.
yeah, just sound. I'm like, no, I don't even want to imagine that,
Yeah.
So it doesn't work, not only for the couple you're making fun of, but the whole audience, like, I really don't want to picture them doing that,
Are there any other differences like that you think are obvious in sort of generally what works and what doesn't work?
It's mostly the idea of like, this better be worth my money. You've got people who come and sit in the front row with their arms crossed and like.
I just mean the content comparison between English and Cantonese.
I would say Cantonese is more visual. You draw the picture out more visually. With
I've
English,
heard French is like that. French
Perhaps.
stand-up. It's
Yeah,
more
yeah.
theatrical.
I guess so. So French would be more visually theatrical. But
Yeah,
in Cantonese, you're visually theatrical, but also when you explain the situation, you want to draw it out a bit more. Because I think just the language being so literal, it's so straightforward that when you say, I went to the restaurant, you literally say, I go restaurant. And you're like, okay, he went restaurant. Right? So then
It's just a lot faster.
yeah, it's like, yeah. He's like, he go to eat. Yeah. So the problem is that you're so busy in catching up to the literal words that you forget to draw the picture. So we kind of help them and draw the picture out while we're talking about, So I'll be saying, I went to the restaurant, there was always that long line outside, and finally I get in. So I add that little long line outside. But in English, I might just say I went to a really crowded restaurant.
Interesting. So your English stand-up is very clean.
Yes.
Very clean.
Yeah.
Has it always been like that?
Pretty much. I mean, like, I used to swear a little bit here and there, but the reason I keep it clean is, number one, I like the challenge. It doesn't let me kind of just, fall down into any dirty jokes. And number two, I think I've always had a rule to myself that my comedy should be good enough for my mom to enjoy. That's like one of my benchmarks that I give myself.
So do you feel like your Cantonese comedy has influenced your English comedy?
Yes, absolutely. It's influenced
any other
because
way?
it would give me a lot of ideas, and it would give me insight into thinking outside of the box even further away. So with Cantonese, you can't just rely on little graphic topics, and you can't really just puns and stuff like that. People literally go like, "Oh, I'm not paying money for this kind of stuff."
With English, I feel is the same for that.
Yeah.
Generally, unless they're British.
yeah. Then by that time, people are too drunk to
And
know
they're
they
like,
paid,
"Oh,
right?
that was so clever."
Oh yes, one more pint, please. Yeah. No, but I mean, I would say there's a lot of cross influence because the way you think in Cantonese is different from the way you think in English, and by that it gives you a new angle on thinking in English. So it gives me like a new edge in creativity when I'm writing my English set. So there's that. I mean, I'm sure even you speak Mandarin and stuff like that, it would kind of like make your brain kind of twist in a different way.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you get so, especially when you've been looking at a joke too long, you get too locked into how you think it should be.
Yeah.
And if you just try to tell it in another way,
Yeah.
it can free up your understanding of what's really funny about it. Actually,
Exactly.
I heard Bill Burr say that he will nail how he tells a joke and change it to a less efficient way, just to keep himself on his toes. To pull his instinct in to keep making it funny.
Yeah.
Rather than just getting, it's sort of like, it's like cement. If you don't keep mixing it,
it's just going to get hard.
It starts to get hard and you
and
can't
it's
change
useless.
it it's
Exactly.
not, it becomes less.
I think that will be a whole different technique, but I think that is cross language.
But I'm saying, like, I feel like language would keep that momentum within it.
Because then I would write a joke for both languages, and then some shows will tell it in English, some shows I tell in Cantonese. And I've had times when my brain has switched to the wrong language, where I'm thinking the Cantonese flow, but I'm at an English show for the same joke, So there's those moments, and you have to somehow work it out and just re-click it back in the right way and keep going. And I would honestly say the good thing is that when you are multilingual in your head, then you eventually look at everything from two angles automatically. And it gives you that little edge where you're like, oh, I'm looking at it from a local angle now. Now I'm looking at it from a foreigner angle now, So immediately you see the situation twice.
And you took your show to the Melbourne Comedy Festival. It's one of the biggest stand-up festivals in the world, in the best city on earth.
Yeah. Hey, okay. All right. Sponsored by Melbourne.
Yeah, but that's my hometown. And that must have been wild.
That was awesome.
So your first time performing overseas in...
Not overseas, but at a festival, yes. My first comedy festival performing was Melbourne.
I was going to say in Cantonese.
Oh, in Cantonese overseas? No, I went to Kuala Lumpur for the Click Fest. So
Oh,
the
right,
Kuala Lumpur
yeah.
International Comedy
and there's
Festival.
enough Cantonese speakers there?
Kuala Lumpur, tons. Lots of people speak Cantonese in KL. So
Do you do much comedy there?
So yeah, when I used to go down to KL to do shows, I would pretty much every time do one English, one Cantonese show. So for example, at
Wow.
the Crack House over there,
Yeah.
we would do back-to-back shows. So you would do a show in English and then a show in Cantonese or vice versa.
I'd never have known about
right?
that.
And the
that's a
crazy-
great room as well.
It's a great room, and
Yeah.
it's raw enough, but it's focused enough to enjoy the show. And the coolest thing of that show is you will have people who, let's say, come watch the Cantonese show, right? And then they'll stay back for the English show, and I will purposely do a few jokes in both languages. And people actually appreciate that because, like, I want to hear that joke again, but now in a different language.
Well, that's interesting because of the comics performing in English at that I've seen in Hong Kong, you definitely will get the biggest reaction out of the local audience.
Because
They connect with your material better than the other idiots.
I'm relating it on a local and, like I said,
And you're local.
yeah, I am a local, so I know what people are thinking. So therefore, I can say it and they're like, yeah, that's true. We actually do that, And I have the benefit of being like, look at my face. I'm kind of like the foreigner, but I'm going right into the local world and telling you how you guys do it really over here.
And also, someone said to me early on that the outsider's perspective is interesting for comedy.
Yes.
And so the outsider who can say something insightful about the thing that you see every time, and it's not that you're an outsider, it's that the perception of you being an outsider with all this insight,
Yeah.
I think they can really connect
For
with.
sure. I get that benefit. So I tell people, if anything, I'm actually glad that I'm not ethnically Chinese, but I'm a local Hong Konger. So I get that benefit of, like, I see your face, but you're saying words I understand. Wait a second. So I have this one joke where I say, when I come on stage and I speak in Cantonese, right, for my Cantonese show, and I'm like, all right, hey guys, how you doing? Just want to let you know your English did not improve, okay? I'm speaking Cantonese. It's not that you're like, wow, I'm better at English now. I understand this guy.
Mate, I had the same thing.
Yeah.
I used to have, in fact, I was performing in Chengdu earlier this year, and my Mandarin show is a few dirty jokes in there. People bring little kids. And I said, tell them not to bring their kids in. They said, they want their kids learning English. I'm like, I'm not speaking a word of English.
Yeah, it's full
They're like,
Mandarin
"Hey, look
people.
at a white face. He'll pick up
Yeah,
a few words.
you're like, it doesn't work that way. Okay, you know what? Whatever. You can't visualize yourself into English this
Nah.
way.
Nah. And I just say to him, I'm like, your parents are brave because this show's going to be really dirty.
Yeah, exactly,
And give him a
right?
chance to get out of there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. Maybe the parents are probably going to go back home like, okay, everything you heard today, never say it.
Unless
Never
it's in
say it.
English.
Exactly. Now, what was that word in English? Asshole. There we go,
There
son.
you
Good
go.
boy. A is for?
That's my Harvard graduate right there.
Right there. So, yeah, I would say, honestly, that's what I tell people, that when you come and look at comedy in a non-English environment, you want to understand the local nuance and the local mentality and then give an outsider perspective. So a lot of times when you get comedians flying to Hong Kong to do shows, right, you really get to enjoy their first initial perspective.
Oh, I love that.
Right?
Oh,
And you're like, I
mate.
want to see what this guy sees
And a
that I have
good
been
comic
missing.
will
Yes.
catch stuff
Yes,
that
yes,
you've
yes.
been staring at forever.
Exactly.
One of my favorite is, Dwayne Perkins.
Yes.
I don't even know if he remembers
Super
this
smart.
joke. Yeah,
Very
and I
clean, smart,
reminded
yeah.
him of this, but he had a joke where he arrived in Shanghai and he said, people say Chinese people can't drive. He's like, I don't agree with that. They drive amazingly because, anyone can crash a car. Yes. And anyone cannot crash a car.
Yeah.
But do you know how hard it is to almost crash a car?
Yeah. All the time.
All day.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow,
So right.
Dude, I've been thinking about that joke.
Yeah.
Like, I reckon I think about that joke once a
See,
month.
that's what I appreciate. When you don't go for the easy joke, like, oh, yeah, they do crash cars here too. That's like, okay, that's the stereotype. We get it. But like to go there and find that twist where you're like, yes.
What's interesting is he's nailing how close they are. Like,
Yeah.
it's that feeling of almost crashing that
Yeah.
is so captivating about
Yeah.
it. And he wrote that from the airport.
Yeah. And that's what-
like within an hour, he
Yeah.
just nailed it.
Because it's just such a fresh perspective. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
great. All right.
The outsider's perspective.
Yeah. All that.
So what was it like going to Melbourne? That must have been just
So
huge,
it was
right?
crazy. Like the first time I went there for the comedy festival was in 2015 for the Comedy Zone Asia group, right? So I was invited to
Oh,
perform.
so you did the English show.
Yes.
So there's a show there where they pick 4
4 to 5 comedians
Yeah.
from Asia.
and
And they put them all together and do like a 1.5 hour show to kind of like a feature show of
pretty
of-
strong lineup.
They always do. I mean, they do
Yeah.
a good job with that. Because
Yeah.
also you're representing, right? So that's another Asian thing that comes out. When you go down there, you're like, we're representing.
But you're also kind of you're also usually representing different countries or cities or whatever.
Yeah, so kind of you want to stand strong, be like, all right, I
Can't
cannot
let these
Hong Kong-
Singaporeans show me
Yeah,
up,
right. Oh my God, he's before me. Oh yeah.
There's
yeah.
a big rivalry between Hong Kong and Singapore, right?
Oh, full on. But
Yeah.
it's a healthy rivalry. Like we love and hate
not
at the same
nasty,
time.
but
yeah,
there's a
we're
lot
not
of-
trying to kill, but we're trying
There's
to
a lot
like kill.
of face to be had.
Yes. Yeah, I mean,
going on.
But then I mean, like, let's be honest. There's no real competition. Okay, let's be very honest. Well, we kind of humor them. Hey guys, let's compete with Singapore. Yeah, Singapore.
People shit on Singapore. I got no beef with Singapore. I think it's all right.
You're from Melbourne, dude. So it's okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it's also like people say it's boring. I feel like.
Well, no. It's fun for 3 days.
Yeah, I can get it.
By the half of the week, you're like, oh my God, what do I do now?
Really? We're eating the noodles again?
Yeah, okay, all right, have on me for the 7th time in 1 hour.
Yeah.
So there's that. But okay, so Comedy Zone Asia, and then the comedy festival was talking to me, and I said, hey, why don't we also do a Cantonese show just to try things out? The festival loved the idea of
And
like
there's
a
tons of Hong Kongese immigrants
exactly
in South
and
China.
Not just that, because Cantonese is spoken by Vietnamese as well, right? So you have Thai people who speak Cantonese who live in Melbourne, and so the festival thought, awesome, let's do a non-English show.
I
at the
did
festival.
not know that.
So neither did I until I did the show. So I'm, oh, where you from? Oh, I'm Thai. Huh?
And you're responding.
Yeah, I'm like, that's weird. I did not expect that.
Do you think that's a function of, because I know that like the reason people in the West think that Cantonese is spoken more than it is, because people always say, you speak Mandarin or Cantonese?
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
I live
yeah.
in mainland China, it's Mandarin.
Yeah.
But the reason is because predominantly immigrants from China came from Hong Kong, especially like before 1997 for the handover and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think that a lot of these are like diaspora that came prior to that were just sort of trying to get out of Dodge?
So it could be a lot of people who left Hong Kong in 97 and went over to West to live. And
Certainly
now,
Canada's like
yeah,
way
yeah.
in that
Oh, yeah,
vein,
full on, right?
Yeah.
So you go to, I went to Vancouver and I landed and I was like, what was the point of 16 hours? This is useless. I'm seeing the same thing. Why am I in Wan Chai again, you know?
That's
so that kind of
funny.
thing.
Ugh, Wan Chai.
Well, I mean, I know some of the better roads. So, yeah. So I think the comedy festival, the cool thing really was the first time we tried it that year, we had a 100-seat room. They were like, okay, well, let's give it a shot.
Which for a festival's actually pretty big.
Yeah. And the good thing was...
30 is like a start. 20
Right.
is a start.
Yeah. That's what normally you would expect.
Because you do a
20.
lot of shows.
Yeah. I'll tell you this, though. The Cantonese show, the first year, they had to change it to the big room, which is 300-seat room. And that's the same room like some of these big names use, right?
Massive.
Yeah.
Massive.
In the town hall,
200,
Melbourne
200
town
are
hall.
like known names.
Yeah. There you go. So I was like, like to me, this was mind blowing. I'm like, I'm in Melbourne doing
So
a Cantonese
cool.
show, right? And the best thing I tell you was having a room filled with, let's say, Cantonese speakers. I'm on stage speaking Cantonese, and the sound guy and the light guy
Have no idea what's
no
going on.
idea. Right?
They don't know what the cues are.
Yeah, they don't know. And that's okay. I have no cues anyway. I was like, just when you see me, turn up the light. That's it.
That's
Real simple.
great.
And the best thing, I was like, guys, for the first time, us Asians over here, we can all look at that one Caucasian guy in the corner. He's like waiting, like, what are they doing? Everyone stare at him and be like, stealing all our jobs. All these kind of jokes you could do, right?
That's amazing.
So there's a lot of these you can play with, and it's all in good fun. I mean, the truth is, people came there and they knew what to expect. So that was the best of both worlds. You had an audience.
Because they're westernized.
Exactly.
Way more.
And they've seen English comedy there as well, so they know what to expect. They've seen my videos, and the best thing is, they were just enjoying the fact that they were like, Cantonese show for an hour. Oh, I'm loving this. I feel right at home, kind of a thing. So, and ever since then, I've been doing Cantonese shows every year at the Melbourne Comedy Festival, and that's become a thing now. Unfortunately, like this year they canceled the show, but
Yeah,
the whole
mine
festival.
canceled as well.
But it's become a thing. It's crazy. The festival looks forward to our Cantonese shows just so they can say we have more than one language.
Where can people go in Hong Kong if they want to see some of this Cantonese stand-up?
So the best place, honestly,
Oh,
is
I just realized it was like,
Yeah.
I'm like, my venue. No,
Yeah,
I
was just
didn't mean
gonna say,
that. I didn't mean that. But
No, basically the easiest way. So the Cantonese group in Hong Kong is called Hall of Laughs, right? Bao Siu Gun. So it's kind of like a platform, a collective of Cantonese comedians who like this type of comedy, and we kind of run shows every now and then. We run the Laugh Festival
which is awesome.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun as well. So
Yeah.
Laugh Festival in September. So we try to. The idea is really to have a 50-50 balance. We want to show people that, look, comedy is all sorts. You know, you've got that weird comedian, you got the straight comedian, you got that blue comedian, all that kind of stuff, right? And ultimately, it's just having clubs like, let's say, the Riff over here, where we're recording this right now, having these different platforms, allowing people to experience comedy from a different room, you know, a classier room, and then now we're in a bar, that kind of thing. And then they appreciate
You're building a
differently.
scene.
Yeah, exactly. Building the scene and building the education and the culture.
Do you get many non-Chinese people or like... Do you get white people in your shows?
Okay, so I remember
There's
I was
always
in,
one, right?
There's always one. I was in Melbourne. Melbourne every year, every time, every other show, there's one guy, and I'm like, all right, sir, clearly that's your girlfriend/wife, right? He's like, yes. I'm like, okay, let me ask you this, sir. Do you understand Cantonese? No. Okay, very good. Did she make you buy the ticket? Yes. Okay, wow, ma'am, you are still very Hong Kong, right? You moved all the way here, you're still doing the Hong Kong thing. I'm like, he pays, I watch.
And
Yeah.
he's not going to enjoy this at all.
Yeah. But you have to keep me company. I'm like, why? Ma'am, let him go. There's a show right next to me in English. You could literally let him go watch that show
There's
instead.
1,200 shows on,
Yeah,
right? Like
you,
this
could,
month.
you could meet at the same time. Just go left, go right. Nope.
It literally probably same building.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
Probably like the next room.
exactly.
He could have fun.
Yeah, and you could probably be hearing at the corner. He's like, I'm near the wall. I can hear them laughing over there.
And they're telling dirty
And they're
jokes
muffing
over
like,
there.
he's like, oh, that sounded funny.
That's exactly what it's like. You know, when you're in like a busy building and the next room, you're like, oh, he's getting bigger laughs than me.
Yeah,
We can
and
hear
that's
it.
the worst, right? So the one thing I remember with Melbourne Comedy Festival was out at the Chinese Museum, and my show.
I did that.
Right, you did. Oh, so
Same
we same
room.
room. Yeah, same room. Yeah, the team room, right? So above us is another room, and every time at the 30-minute mark of my
Oh, no,
show.
no. We were on the top floor.
Oh, you were at the top floor?
Yeah.
No, you did the tea room as well.
The very top floor. It's like the 4th floor or something.
Something like that.
There's
yeah.
definitely no floor above
Okay,
us.
yeah. So I did that with Tim the first time we did
That's
a two-man
when
show.
I think we split.
Yeah.
We did the first 2 weeks and you did the second or something
You
like
went through-
that.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. So anyway, so the point is that you'll have shows where you're doing a show. 30 minutes into it, you see people walking above you, right? Leaving the show that just finished previously.
Loud.
Yeah, loud. Like, no mercy, no like, all right, guys, there's a show downstairs. Oh, okay, sure. Brrr. Right? So you have to kind of like go with the flow. You get all these things, and only at festivals can you enjoy this. Like, if you're at the Riff, you're not going to hear outside noises.
Yeah, you don't have shows. Well, you also don't have shows so close together.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
like in Melbourne, they'll have a building, and every room in the building will have. They've
It's a
squeezed
brothel of
shot.
comedy.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. And like that client's done, so you leave now. That kind of a deal. So you have all that. But honestly, the Cantonese scene in Melbourne and me going to Vancouver to do shows there as well, it was just mind blowing. I went to Vancouver to do a Cantonese show at UBC, and it sold so well. We added another show. There was like 300 seats per night gone. So total 600 people came to watch the show. And again, it was just the idea of like, wow, we're enjoying a Cantonese comedy show. Not like, okay, a famous person, but like this guy's here doing Western style comedy in Cantonese, and we can get it. The nuances, he's getting all the silly nuances that we laugh about in the language of Cantonese.
That's amazing, man. Congratulations.
Well,
It's
thank you.
super cool.
Fun. I mean, that's the fun thing of comedy.
So it's hard for people right now because they can't go out and see a show. We're still in the middle of the Corona apocalypse. But you're doing some pretty cool stuff online. Live stream.
I mean, nowadays everyone's online. The world is online. So I actually have on my
That's what
Facebook.
they keep telling me.
Yeah, that's what, hey, this dial-up thing, I don't understand. So I actually started this Facebook Live thing in Cantonese called Machakam Live, which is basically me in my bedroom with a mic, looking at a camera, and just talking and drinking beer for an hour.
Which
right?
is funny because you don't really drink.
I don't really drink. So here I could be at the riff, right?
This is what comedians will do. They'll be like, listen, I will drink and I don't even drink. Just please watch my
please, I need
content."
someone to give me some response. Give me a reaction.
So if you jump on Facebook,
Yeah, Facebook, go to my page,
Vivek
Funny Vivek
Mababani.
M. Yeah, you can check it out. If you don't speak Cantonese, it's visually appealing. I have a lot of lighting that I play with. And if you do speak Cantonese, it's also audibly appealing, I hope.
if you do speak Cantonese, you're not going to like it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's horrible.
Just mute it and enjoy the
They're
light.
just sex jokes.
And me in my bedroom with the doors locked.